no? Estimated that he stole between 10 to 15 billion US dollars worth of from our national treasury. Well, these banks actually have no morality. No, for them it's just, you know, a business transaction. Whoever with whom they're dealing with, so much, you know, so long as they make a handsome profit for their stockholders, that's their interest. No.
One of the worst examples of the corrupt projects initiated under the Marcos dictatorship can be found behind these fences. Ferdinand Marcos decided to build a nuclear power plant in the Bataan province. The plant cost $2.5 billion to construct. Loans for the project were provided by the Export-Import Bank of the United States. Marcos gave the construction project to the American company Westinghouse. As a way of saying thank you, Westinghouse gave Marcos $1.2 million as a private kickback.
Up to now, we are still paying to the tune of roughly 119,000 US dollars per day, no, for a project that just went down the drain.
Today, the power plant, which has never been put into operation, is a sad example of corruption and greed. It was built close to a volcano, in an earthquake zone. It was too dangerous to activate the plant.
The regime, first of all, was not installed through a democratic process. It installed itself through military means. So when the banks lent Marcos this huge sums of money, prop up the dictatorship, it was actually a support for an undemocratic regime.
Here in the Congress of the Philippines, it has been legislated that 1/3 of the national budget will automatically be allocated to pay interest on the huge foreign debt. Many of the representatives in the Congress were close and personal friends of dictator Marcos and benefited from his corrupt rule. That might be the reason why the Congress has shown little interest in searching for a Marcos fortune hidden abroad. One of the few members of Congress working to do something about the legacy of the Marcos years is attorney Excel Lagman.
When he became president in 1965, the total foreign debt was 600 million US dollars. When he was ousted in 1985, the magnitude of that foreign debt ballooned to 26 billion US dollars. The timing was perfect. During that time, foreign commercial banks were awash with petrodollars. And these foreign banks were really peddling the loans like hotcakes. And to have inducement for a country to contract the loans, there were huge commissions and kickbacks. That is why we have these odious and corrupt loans.
The congressional representative has introduced a proposal that would establish a committee to analyze all loans from the Marcos era.
This is a group or type of loan where the Philippine negotiators should have the strong will to seek cancellation of these loans because they are patently obvious.
Under this bridge, which is part of the highway system, live some 2,000 people. The plight of the people here typifies the enormous social problems in this country. Unemployment is sky high in the Philippines. 70% of the population lives below the UN-defined poverty line. And 1/3 of the children suffer from malnutrition.
Most of them lives here in many years, and they are suffering from poverty. As our organizers in the office, in the center, it's witness and observe how rampant the crisis they experience every day, especially the high prices wherein most of the people here can't afford to buy. So it's very difficult to live here in the area. And especially the pollution, the environment, as you can see, there's no enough sanitation for the children, especially in terms of health condition of the children here in the area. It's very depressing to describe.
The quantity of funds used to service foreign debt correspondingly increases, while that money allocated for social services, such as for education, for health, for housing, is reduced in terms of the total budget every year.
Carmencita Caradak represents the National Protestant Church in the Philippines. For many years, she has struggled against the poverty and foreign debt problems facing her country. She continues to seek the international community's support and solidarity.
This is what we call in the Philippines subcontracting, where in fact jobs are given out to very, very poor workers who will accept anything for very, very difficult job like this, no? But they cannot even identify who the owners of the company are. And so therefore they cannot even make any protest. If they are exploited, they cannot do anything about their condition, because they don't even know who is paying them really, who is responsible for all this.
Would you say that even famous brand names are exploiting the workers like this?
No, we are told in fact that these are from foreign companies and intended for export. The world, your people should know the humanization, the misery that we suffer from. And we ask you to be in solidarity with us, to try and persuade your governments to undertake just measures in order to provide greater justice to the people in the third world, like what you see here in the Philippines.